I'm John Galante, president of AE Ventures, here for another Tech Home Builder webcast. And we have a really exciting story today. We're going to go inside Amazon's builder offers. Everybody knows Amazon is one of the world's largest companies, but their arrival in the market for working with builders and in new construction is relatively recent. And it's something that's been built out over the last few years by acquisition. Companies like Ring and Eero joining Alexa devices and embedded Alexa to create a family of products now for the builders. So we wanted to get a level set on that, what exactly is being offered, how Amazon is working with builders these days, and maybe a little bit of news at the end of this session. That's our flow. In terms of our guests on the webcast today, we have three gentlemen representing three different brand facets. Michael Spiegel, he's in the upper left corner, in my screen at least. He is a business development manager with the Eero line of products. Ryan Steffens is with the Ring and Ring Pro side of things, and Tuma Hayakawa is with Alexa for devices and embedded Alexa. And he's the only one, no, Michael and Tuma are both up in Seattle and Ryan's on the East Coast. So hopefully we'll get you all up to speed on what Amazon's offering these days and some exciting new developments. So let's start with a walkthrough of the products and technologies that builders can work with, focusing on the functionality of those products and the differentiation with other players. Why don't you kick us off, Ryan, with a tour through the Ring line?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that intro, John. When I think about differentiation and functionality, as we think about, builders and what Ring brings to the builder's business, the first thing I think through is, we are the video doorbell, and we have a full, offering of video doorbells that can align with every builder's business and goals. Whether you're a smaller builder building, affordable homes, and you're going to use one of our entry-level products like the $59.99 Ring Video Doorbell wired, or you're a high-end builder that's going to utilize, our PoE Ring Video Doorbell Elite, or if you're kind of everywhere in between, you have different strategies within different markets, and need flexibility. We have a video doorbell for every doorway. And I think that becomes especially important as, I think in the last few years, the video doorbell has become a crucial piece of a connected home strategy for a builder. Whether you're talking about doing a standard or an option, I think it has to be a part of that mix. And so I think our full line of products is really the first piece that's super important.
And Ring kind of invented the category. If you didn't invent it, you certainly popularized it with Jamie and Shaq talking all about it on TV, right?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. And for any enthusiasts of Shark Tank out there, probably know kind of at least from the public point of view, the beginning of that story. And I think that's another perfect kind of segue. Thanks for that, into the second piece, which is the power of the Ring brand, and what it brings to the table. Because at the end of the day, a builder wants to create a great solution for a home buyer, but they also want to be able to have a marketable solution. And so I think the Ring brand is incredibly powerful in that homeowners associate, cutting edge technology, safety, security, and obviously the video doorbell with that Ring brand.
Yeah.
And then real quick, and then the last piece is like the power of marketing to the millions and millions of people who already have Ring products in their existing home, right? So it's just a powerful thing just to have that Ring branding as a part of your solution.
Yeah, I think brand alignment is a big deal. I sometimes try to explain builders to people who are outside of the industry as almost like department stores in terms of the collection of brands that they're putting together and deciding which categories that they want to play in. And on the home tech side of things, we've developed this guide which really talks about it as a merchandise assortment. So some of that is what are the right products, but also what are the brands that align you with your targeted demographic. And you guys have one that probably has a ton of power. And cuts across all demographics.
Yeah, certainly. And then the last piece that I'll talk about is, Ring is not just the video doorbell. Ring is a full ecosystem of products to, create rings of security, as we say, around your home. Yeah. So we have additional cameras for the inside and outside of your home. We have smart lighting solutions for your walkways, for inside your home with bulbs and smart plugs. And then we have products that bring those two things together in awesome packages, like our floodlight cam and our spotlight cam, that are smart lights and cameras all in one. And then most excitingly for me is, the recent announcement and introduction of a new product, Ring Alarm Pro. So Ring Alarm Pro is this incredible product that takes all of the benefits of the Ring alarm system and brings them together with all the benefits of an Eero Wi-Fi 6 router. So you have one product that's going to provide you with, your physical home security and smart security solution, provide you with that rock solid foundation for the network that, connects all of your devices, and bring all of that together in one place. And then we also announced a new subscription tier called Ring Protect Pro. So for $20 a month, we're now able to take those two, foundational elements, that Ring alarm system and that Eero Wi-Fi 6 router, and create incredible new capabilities for homeowners and home buyers. Things like LTE backup, not only for your alarm system, but for your Wi-Fi network, so that you can make sure that, all your devices stay online in those moments when the internet's out, which is, happening, at least for me here in the Northeast, it seems more and more with these crazy storms. And there's a lot of people down in the South that can relate with that. You also get professional monitoring, right? So you have someone watching your back when you're away, just in case your alarm system is tripped in some way. You get access to Eero Secure, which, Michael can talk about a bit, but is going to provide you with digital security in addition to that physical security. Yeah. And then you also get access to a hands-free helpline with Alexa Guard Plus, which, I think Toma can speak to as one of the benefits from the Alexa ecosystem. Yeah. And so what's really cool is this product is like the physical manifestation in a product form of what we're here to talk about today, which is benefits from Ring, benefits from Eero, benefits from Alexa in one affordable product, right? And an incredibly affordable subscription that lets you to connect all these things together. So really excited for that, because I think that's going to be an opportunity for builders to check two massive boxes. What is the networking, what is the Wi-Fi solution they're going to include with their homes? And then the home security piece that lets you check both of those boxes at once. So really excited for that, because I think it's a game changer. Well,
let's get Michael in on the conversation, since you're mentioning the Eero Network a ton. We don't want it to be like at the dinner table when your parents talk about you like you're not there. So Michael, come on in and let's hear more about what's going on with Eero and builders.
Happy to, and I'm here, John. So as far as Eero is concerned, a lot's changed kind of in the landscape when we look at smart home. But one thing is fairly consistent, and the need for a solid network with full coverage throughout the house is really the foundation of the smart home, and really of home technology as we look in the future, right? It's one thing to put a number of devices in a home that are related to things like security or thermostats, door locks, doorbells, etc. But these are homes that are going to be lived in, right? So you're talking about many users, tons of devices, and most all of them are pointing to that Wi-Fi network. And whether it's Ring cameras on the outside, outside of the home, or whether it's streaming TVs or video games or a number of competing devices, all wanting that bandwidth, one thing's important, and that's to have coverage throughout the home. So where Eero comes in is we've got a patented true mesh technology, which we leverage in working with builders to help provide that full home Wi-Fi coverage. And we have a number of ways in which we can do that to support builders. As we see, some are looking for that built-in kind of hardwired, mounted, installed type solution that may take place before the homeowner actually moves in. Others are approaching this with a white glove kind of approach, where after someone's in, you're going to have an appointment come in and set and provision devices in that manner. And we have devices that can sit on countertops and be included in the home after after the walls are up. So we look to provide that great full coverage. Wi-Fi speeds are getting faster. You need hardware that can support those speeds and support the devices that those homeowners are bringing in, as well as what you, the builder, are including in that smart home technology.
Right. Well, talk to the remote monitoring and management a little bit that Ryan alluded to. What's going on there?
Yeah. So it's again, it's one thing to have a network that you can set up. It's another thing to think about how you're going to use that in a real life situation, right? So whether it's kids playing Xbox after hours and you want to cut that off at a certain time, whether it's the need to power cycle it or restart the network, no need to go down to the modem and unplug this and unplug that. It can all be done via our app. So being able to get that oversight of the network, see what devices are connected, be able to include things like Eero Secure for that enhanced security, really control that kind of brain or that foundation of the smart home, which is that Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, so right now it's do it yourself for the actual owner occupant of the home in terms of having that remote access. Is there a vision of third-party service providers like monitoring centers that are looking at the Ring side of the equation to also be able to assist if it's something that the homeowner's looking for?
We're evaluating different pieces in that regard. A big part of Eero's business is actually our business with the internet service providers.
Yeah.
So in those cases, you may be getting Eero products by that channel. You might be getting it by way of the builder. You might also be getting it, just as a general consumer, buying off Amazon or the Eero website.
Yeah.
We're going to have different approaches where it could be self-monitored, very easy and intuitive app on how to control that. There may be other cases where you're relying on that third party, whether it's an installer or an internet service provider to help you control and manage that after the fact. So very flexible, and we really aim to have a suite of products that covers kind of the multitude of different use cases.
Is there any sort of special position for the Ring devices relative to the Eero network in terms of just a more robust connection or reliability around that, since you're in the same Amazon product family?
Yeah, and I think as we look towards the future, what we're going to see is kind of more embedded kind of solutions that involve either two of our families of products or all three of our families of products. So as Ryan alluded to earlier, Ring is coming out with a device that's going to function as kind of the central hub for the security system, and is also going to have Eero built into it. So that can really be kind of the first step or the gateway, if you will, into that Wi-Fi network. So it's backed with cellular LTE, so that if there is an ISP related issue, it's able to support that with a cell signal and still push that out to the other Eero nodes throughout the home to be able to provide that fully connected home. So I think over time, we're going to continue to see us make pushes that are kind of connecting the different families of devices in a more holistic manner.
Very cool. Tuma, let's get you into the equation here. Let's talk about Echo and Alexa devices and embedded Alexa. What are we doing with builders in that regard?
Yeah, as everyone is familiar with, Alexa is a voice AI that helps with tasks, entertainment, and just general information. There's over 140,000 smart home products now that either have Alexa built in or are certified to work with Alexa. So the possibilities are endless. I think the Alexa built-in devices that are popular with home builders is the Echo line of products. John, you mentioned that, either the Echo Dot or the Echo speakers. Echo is a family of devices and components that connect to Alexa and can control your smart home. And we have Alexa built into all of our other products as well, like the recently announced Fire TV sticks, and even the tablets.
Yeah. What about Alexa Show? Because she's in my kitchen, and sometimes she tells me the wrong thing on recipes, but she's very helpful. I'm a fan of the idea of information and control being served up to homeowners on the same device. I think We don't want 17 million devices. And if I can get my information, if I can get entertainment, and I can control things on that same device. So, I mean, how is Show working into the ecosystem? Is that something that we're starting to see become more frequently part of a builder play at some level?
Yeah, Echo Show 5s and Echo Show 8s are very popular with home builders as well. You know, I have a Show 5 in both my office and in the kitchen. And anytime somebody rings the doorbell, I can just say, I have a Ring video doorbell, and I can say, show me the front door. And I can see who's there while I'm looking at recipes or while I'm listening to music. So, you know, it's a great way to streamline your life.
It was said by somebody, and I think it's me, that there's no more heterogeneous market in the world than home builders. There is no one size fits all. There's a lot of different approaches and a lot of different approaches with tech. So, you know, I'd like to hear how, I think this is going to be a jump ball. So whoever wants to talk first, it's a jump ball, but really how can you work with builders, standards versus a la carte or options upgrades? Let's start there, and then we'll work into the installation options as well.
So how about I'll jump and then, you know, maybe you're going to grab this one real quick from me anyway. So I think when we think about, you know, how we work with the builder's preference, I think that, you know, what we try to stress is just flexibility, right? Whether you're looking at technology as a standard and you want a video doorbell and Alexa, you know, Show product and Eero Pro 6 network in every home, or you're looking to create options, like we can do that. And we look at it as kind of some builders that are going for that standard and want to work to build out a standard, and it's got to be super thoughtful because it's, you know, complicated to find one solution that spans across many different divisions if it's a national builder. Or we look at a la carte and the opportunity to put together, you know, solutions that the builder can present to the homeowner and you know, create the right solution for them. And then I think kind of within that standard portion, just to complicate it a little bit further, which we're aware of and we're like love to work with builders, you have sometimes a builder that decides to give the autonomy to a division to create standards. We love that too. So I think when we're in there, it's not like we're just after, we only want to talk to you if you're putting it in every home. We're going to do our best to convince you that's the best way to go because we think it is. But we're also willing to kind of go on that journey with you and to figure out the right products, you know, from these three brands that make sense.
What do you have to share with builders? Because when they want to go with a standard, they want almost everybody to want that standard, right? So are you guys keeping track of how the interest and want and need rates are changing in the general population on these different devices as the market evolves? Do you have data points you share with them?
I mean, absolutely. I think an important part as we talk through that is that expectation that home buyers have, right? That technology is included. You know, there's strong data from several different sources that hints that most people are looking for connected home technology and expect it to be a part of a new home. And then there's obviously device related rates. Again, don't have them off the top of my head, but video doorbells, you know, voice assistants, these are products, certainly networking, because nothing works without it. These are all products that homeowners, there's definitely a high rate of, we expect, as I'm in the market to buy a home, we expect these technologies to be a part of it. So I think
like it's video doorbell, it's connected thermostat, it's, you know, some level of keyless locking, whether that's got remote control capability on the lock or not. I mean, if you can give somebody a code, it's almost as good as triggering a Z-Wave device. But those are things that almost everybody wants. And even people who aren't asking for it, when they get it, they're like, wow, that's a no-brainer. I mean, those are no-brainer things. Adding more surveillance, maybe some basic lighting control, especially the exterior of a house, so people drive into someplace that's lit up, or lighting paths of access and egress. I mean, those are pretty, they're getting pretty close to people wanting it on a standard basis. And even if they don't want it, they appreciate it on a standard basis, right?
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, table stakes is what I think of, right? So I think when you think about smart thermostats, smart locks, video doorbells, Alexa devices for, easy access to all that tech. And then of course, Eero for networking. I think that those are the devices that, it's on everybody's list, whether they
the network's invisible, but it's essential, right? I mean, you don't have all that other functionality without a robust network. So that's got to be right for sure.
Yeah. And I think that we're on that journey, right? Where like when electricity came to be, maybe homes were advertised as electrified homes, probably were. I think we're kind of still in that phase where people are advertising homes as connected or smart, but ultimately we're marching towards that point where it's just home. And for Michael's product, I mean, it's just like the plumbing, right? Like you have the faucets in your home, but those don't work without all that plumbing in the background, and that to deliver that water, that's what the network is to the home today. And then as a homeowner, you have the devices on the end of it, that attach to it, that you more and more you expect to be there when you move in.
Yeah. So when you were talking about, and anyone else can jump in here too if they think Ryan's hogging the mic, but you're talking about the options and upgrades piece, the a la carte selection, and I'm assuming that that's going to involve more of those ecosystem partners at Tuma. You've got lots of Alexa embedded ecosystem partners, but you guys for the Ring and Eero platforms have partners, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to kind of speak to that. So typically when the three of us get involved with a builder, we're walking into some previously spec'd or previously established relationships. They might have lighting relationships, or they might have garage door relationships, or things that already exist prior to kind of our entrance. And I think when you consider our lines of products, I think Ryan mentioned this earlier, that flexibility, right? So we're agnostic in most cases of who else complements our offerings. But the one thing that is consistent is that we work with a very broad range of other manufacturers, whether it's Alexa that's embedded and built in, or whether it works with Alexa, from an Eero standpoint. If it's a Wi-Fi product, it just simplifies, for the homeowner and for the installer, the number of protocols you have to establish versus, Z-Wave and everything else. Our Eero products are Zigbee, hubs as well. So that just kind of crosses an additional protocol off the list that we can help support. But I think it's that flexibility, and that's what we really aim to do, whether it's flexibility of the products we work with or flexibility of the types of homes that we can operate in, right? So when you're dealing with national builders, they may have a wide range of different price points they're looking to hit in different markets. It might not make sense for them to put the same Ring doorbell in every single home. So they might say, hey, we want to put a Ring doorbell in every single home.
Right.
In certain markets, it might be an Elite. In others, it might just be the basic wired version. And I think that's the same for the Eero products. And I think it could be looked at the Alexa products the same way. You might say, hey, we're cost sensitive. We want to go with an Echo Dot here. It's a little bit more, feasible from a cost standpoint. And in other markets, you might say, hey, we want a couple of Echo Shows in the home, or an Eero Pro 6 versus an Eero 6. Flexibility, I think, is really what we strive to hit. And that's both with the manufacturers as well as within a builder and the different markets that they're looking to address.
Yeah, I think that's cool on the product side of things, but also let's look at that from an installation options perspective, right? Because some builders, really want to look at this as almost an aftermarket sort of provision, like providing somebody with a set of stuff that they can install themselves, right? And get those benefits. And that's just the builder's choice. And it might be based on the market band being a little lower, what have you. Other builders prefer to do as little in terms of major systems behind the walls and in the basement, and are looking for something that can be mostly installed during the finishes stage and isn't disruptive pre-finishes. And then there are others who really want it to be built in and more fully featured and maybe a little more differentiated versus retrofit options. And, are you guys able to serve all three of those different levels of choice? Go ahead, Ryan.
Man. Absolutely. I mean, I think these three brands can accommodate whatever that strategy is. And I think that flexibility can be across, the entire company, with builder, or it could be within, regions and divisions. Um, these products are wonderful when you move in and there's someone there for you to help you through it. They're also wonderful for you to move in and for you to find time to do it on your own. The fact that they are DIY in nature and easy to set up doesn't mean that it's any less impactful for you to have someone to, install and help you configure them. It still provides value and service. And we're ready and willing to work with builders on anywhere in that continuum. And there's that kind of middle ground too, where some, products are professionally installed, but then the configuration happens, in the customer's time and in the homeowner's time, and, through the apps guided with setup and instructions. So yeah, we'll work with builders to figure out the right process for their homes and their home buyers.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Lutron introduced Radio Raw, which was the first wireless lighting control system. Everyone was like, well, this is for retrofit, right? That's why you would have wireless lighting control. But it was a hit product with builders because a lot of builders didn't want the pre-wire component to be complicating stuff at that stage of the construction cycle. So, kind of working backwards from something that can be installed by the consumer to the more pro-installed stuff, really kind of works. So it's cool that you guys have that range. So let's talk about, what builders really care about, which is how are you helping builders succeed today with your offers? You've got some proof of performance out there. Michael, how about speaking of the Pulte relationship?
Yeah, so, in these next couple builder examples, I think we kind of bring this theoretical, hey, we have some cool products, hey, they make the home better, etc. And we really kind of, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, right? Let's talk real world examples. Let's talk how builders are operationalizing this technology. Because as we mentioned beforehand, you have standards national, you have a la carte where it might be division level selection and they're choosing certain pieces or modifying it based on their own markets. You have DIY, you have white glove. There's all these different ways to kind of approach how you get these products in the home and how you get them to function so that those homeowners are maximizing them. In the Pulte example, Pulte is obviously a large national builder. They're in several different markets. They have a wide range of homes that they're looking to approach. From a smart home standpoint, as it relates to our brands, they're active and they're looking to really kind of reform how they've approached smart home historically. From an Eero standpoint, for example, moving forward, end of this quarter and into next year, they'll be offering a Wi-Fi option, which will include a switch along with 2 access points, the Eero 5 Wi-Fi option, which is going to be hardwired into the ceiling and they're going to be mounted into the ceiling so that when a homeowner comes in, setup is very quick. You've already got that kind of backbone in there, the foundation of the home, and the Wi-Fi, as soon as the service provider comes in and turns it on, now your whole house is lit up and you've got full coverage. They also are offering Alexa as part of their smart home option, and I believe Ring is working with them as well, and we'll be able to see kind of their home of the future down in Florida. They're building some homes that are really going to showcase kind of their goals and their features as they look to kind of the future of the smart connected home.
What about D.R. Horton? I hear you guys are doing stuff with them.
You may have heard of them. They're also a large national builder. As opposed to kind of the option package that Pulte is offering, D.R. Horton has a standard, as you can imagine, as a spec builder, being able to replicate and repeat across the tens of thousands of homes that they're building annually. Some level of simplification from the offering goes a long way from being able to support a great product. So from the Eero standpoint, we're not a national standard, but there are several divisions that offer us as a standard in every home. So when you get that connected home, it's going to be Eero supporting the network. You're going to have some Alexa products. They vary kind of division by division. You'll see Echo Dots in some markets, Echo Show in others. And they're leveraging a national installer to be able to do that, again, to provide that consistent setup, consistency of products. It's one way they can ensure that they have a great offering and that the products really do operate and do what they say they do.
And how about our friends at Shea and TriPoint? Relationships too?
Yeah, so you know, Shea and TriPoint are really the best example, I'd say, of all three of our products harmoniously offered in a smart home way. So they're placing Eeros, they're placing Alexa, and they're placing Ring in every single home across the country. And they're, you know, these are builders that deal with a wide variety of price points, you know, from the mid-low hundreds of thousands all the way into the millions. And they're able to use our products across all of these kind of different offerings. They've got, you know, Eero as the backbone for the network. In TriPoint's case, that's going to be a countertop solution. In Shea's case, they're leaning on that kind of hardwired mounted to the ceiling, similar to the option that Pulte is putting out there. And from an Alexa standpoint, you know, there's in some cases multiple Alexa devices within the home, screen devices, as well as Echo Dots. And then you've got a couple of different Ring doorbell options in these homes. But, you know, they've taken kind of a white glove approach and really focus on that customer experience so that when that's all set up, you really have that true functioning smart home. It's got a number of devices all connected through the Alexa ecosystem. And, you know, when they walk away, the homeowners really got a solid setup and something they can expand upon if they choose to.
Very cool. And what about Lennar Communities Connected by Ring, Ryan?
Yeah, Lennar Communities Connected by Ring. This one is near and dear to my heart because I just love how it's brought together the technologies, how Ring is helping what we call our neighbors and what we call Lennar homeowners, Lennar neighbors, to connect to all this technology really easily. So in the Lennar Connected Communities by Ring, Lennar includes an Eero Network as the foundation of the connected home, and to make sure everything that's, you know, is going to be online and you're going to have that rock solid connectivity. We've got a Ring video doorbell and a Ring alarm system. So they've got that safety and security taken care of. And then I think what's super thoughtful is they've also offered some products that I think are not typically standard, which we'll see more and more builders move towards, like Flow by Moen, you know, smart water valve, the MyQ smart garage hub for garage door control, Honeywell home thermostats, as you know, we talked about those must-haves with the thermostat, and then level lock, which I think is that must-have, but kind of a new take on it with Level's design and how they've made a smart lock that looks like a lock, which is really cool. And what I love about it this is that all of those technologies can be controlled or accessed through the Ring app. So Lennar is a great example of, you know, how you can utilize the Ring platform to provide a really easy to use, easy to access, thoughtful connected home solution.
Is that pre-configured prior to installation?
Yeah, and I think it's a really cool solution because it shows the capability that these devices bring, where most of those devices are installed. So when the homeowner moves in, they're not worried about, you know, installing the MyQ smart garage hub, or the thermostat obviously is pre-installed, or even the sensors or some, you know, for the Ring alarm system. All they have to focus on is setting the products up. So they're presented with a connectivity kit that has the alarm base station and the keypad and some of the Eero devices, and they do that first time configuration. And what I think that allows for, especially in this new COVID world that we've been living in, and sadly seem to continue to be living in, it allows for that flexibility for you to do that on your own time and to not worry about having, you know, someone come into your home, which some people are sensitive to. So I think it's a really cool example of that flexibility.
Is the pre-configuration done at the factory level? I mean, is this product arriving kitted and pre-configured, or is integrator doing that in the late stages of the construction process?
No, and I love the question because it's an awesome answer. When it, you know, for the Ring pieces, those are pre-configured. So There's 3 contact sensors, a motion sensor, a smoke and CO listener that are all a part of that solution, and they're pre-configured. So when the homeowner moves in, they're going to go through a setup process that essentially has them just removing a tab from the battery that's easily accessible. And there's a list of sensors, and you just simply go through, going to each sensor and pairing it and setting it up. But they're already listed, they're already there, so you know what you're working with, and you go through it methodically.
Yeah. So I don't think we have time to go builder by builder on this, but maybe you guys can give me some highlights, because I like to talk to manufacturers about features, benefits, and advantages of the product being 20% of the sale with the builders, and that the process supports are as important or more important. How you help them sell and market these systems or realize lift for their communities because they've included it on a standard basis, how you help them with the logistics and the job site by either training existing subs or putting subs in touch with the builder that can do work to their requirements. Can you give me some highlights across these 4 or 5 different scenarios that we just walked through in terms of the process support you all worked with them on?
With Lennar, I mean, we worked with them to create documentation. So there's guides that the homeowner, when they move in, as part of that kit, they get guides that take them through that setup and configuration process. We have dedicated support for home builder neighbors, as we'll call them, so that they can get support that someone's picking up and knows, what is included in their home and what type of, support they could use. So this is just a couple of examples on that side. And then from like the marketing point of view, we love to get into the trenches and work with builders to tell a great story, a Ring story, a connected home story, whatever we can help them with, we're willing to jump in, because that's our area of expertise. We know the connected home space, and we certainly know our technology. And so we want to make sure that builders use that to their advantage. And we see that happening, especially with Lennar, as we looked and co-created the marketing assets that live on both ring.com as well as, on the Lennar side.
So I think this is one of the areas where you have to really consider your smart home strategy in kind of a more global space. And when I say global, I mean across all of your different divisions across the country and what have you. When you have a single set of products, potentially a single installer that's supporting this across the country, it just becomes a lot easier to support, whether it's training material, whether it's marketing material. A lot of builders are somewhere in between national for some things, but they might be regional in other degrees. When you have everything aligned across the country, you can make one effort in marketing, you can make one effort in managing the installer and that experience. And every single home is going to have that consistent experience, which is really what the brand, the builder's brand is consistent of. A lot of times we talk to builders about surveys and what is that post-close survey, because they are looking to have these customers for life. And if you don't provide a great experience, or if it's hard to manage the consistent experience from a national standpoint, you may not be maximizing the technology that you're putting in the home. So, we support DIY style or a self setup, as Ryan mentioned with Lennar. We support white glove efforts, whether it's through partners or through the trades itself.
Hey, Michael, can you just explain what you mean by white glove, just so everyone has a conception of
that? Absolutely. So when I refer to white glove, I refer to kind of a post-close setup. Years ago, Amazon actually had an offering in this space where we were offering our white glove service. Essentially, a homeowner would close. They would either be given an array of products or asked to schedule an appointment. Upon scheduling that appointment, there would be a technician or someone of the light coming into the home, and they would be connecting those devices to Alexa. They might be connecting those devices to the Eero network, maybe connecting the Ring camera and integrating it on Alexa so you can see the different cameras, do an Echo Show. It's a bit more of a handhold. It's really customer experience focused, and it's one of the best ways that builders can ensure that the investment in that technology really is maximized and they're getting everything out of it.
Well, yeah, if people don't use the stuff, it doesn't convey a value. And it's the crazy ant in the basement on home technology, right? Which is, there's a lot of unused systems. Usually the more expensive and the more complex the system, the less used it is. So it's good that you guys are doing that hand holding and education and re-education. All right, so let's get Toma back into the conversation, talking a little bit more about additional services for the builders themselves and their enterprises. What do you got cooking on the Amazon business side of things for builders?
Yeah, thanks, John. We know that home builders really have a wide variety of procurement and supply chain models. And we've really worked over the last few years to enable self-service when it comes to procurement using Amazon Business, which is our B2B version of the Amazon.com website. And so while builders can access, business only selection, wholesale pricing, and tax exemption, it's just like shopping on Amazon.com. So very similar processes. We offer Business Prime for fast shipping. And so some builders like TriPoint and Pulte are already using it today. And
they're using it for the home technology products or beyond that for a broader set of products that affect business.
Yeah, both. They're buying all of our 3 branded products, and they're just procuring for their business in general using the same platform as well. And then, we know that there are home builders that work with distributors or integrators to do that procurement side because they just don't want to have to deal with that. And so we do offer rebate programs across all 3 of our brands for home builders placing our devices into the homes, whether it's a national standard or it's part of a la carte package. And these rebate programs, really are complemented with marketing and model home support.
Talk to me about that model home support piece. I mean, are there visual merchandising tools? What all is included there?
Yeah, we put the, Michael and Ryan can jump in here as well, but we help the builder place the devices into those model homes so that the homeowner, while they're walking around that model home, can really see the product in action.
Yeah. Just to layer on, I think, we see model homes as a great opportunity to showcase our products, for the Ring brands. From my point of view, you walking into a model home and seeing a Ring video doorbell on the front door, a Ring alarm system and sensors, it's a great opportunity for you to actually see the product in the flesh. And then it's an obvious great opportunity for the builder that's invested in the technology and has made it a part of their strategy to show it. Again, that Ring brand is impactful. So we work with builders, from supplying product for model homes to helping with marketing assets, helping with training of salespeople, to maximize, the impact of the products in the model home. I think one of the things that I think everyone's been combating for a long time is that you have somebody at a corporate office that sees the importance of connected home and wants to include the technology in their homes, even as a standard. But sometimes you cascade down through the levels, that importance can be lost. And so we try to work with builders to make sure that everybody is invested in and understands the importance of, the technology for the business.
I just want to reiterate something that Toma mentioned earlier about the procurement side. We've made a lot of investment in really being flexible. Again, I think if there's one message you'll find consistent through our offering is the flexibility. So whether you're buying directly from Amazon, maybe you're a small builder, whether you're leveraging distribution or a trade or installer, we have pricing, we're present in distribution, we have the rebate agreements to support that purchasing and kind of all the different manners in which somebody might do that. As we look at model homes and we can talk about marketing, it's great to have cool technology in homes, but home builders are builders that sell homes because that's their business, right? So if we're not helping to empower home builders to sell more homes, then all this is kind of moot, right? So from a marketing standpoint, I think Ryan alluded to this earlier, we'll work directly with the marketing teams at the different builders. Co-branded marketing collateral is super important because we want to help these builders showcase the brands, showcase the technology. Again, that goes right into the model homes. There's that wow factor when you ask Alexa, lock the front door, Alexa, show me the front door. Not everybody is living this day-to-day home tech life. You bring somebody into your home and show the things that they can do with this technology, it really kind of illuminates the power and the use of this home technology. So it's not just, hey, you can go buy some stuff online, good luck with it. We're invested in our partners, and we really want to help them to sell homes and to leverage the technology to be successful in doing that.
Yeah, and I want to layer one more thing on top of that too. I think as we look at helping them sell homes and model homes, self-guided tours becoming really relevant in this time, and that relevance I think will continue because of what we've seen with Delta variant. But I think it's also just going to become a way to be more flexible and to provide a potentially more personal experience for a home buyer that wants to go in and look at a home. So our partnership, Ring's partnership in particular with SmartRent, helping to provide and enhance self-guided tour capabilities with our Ring alarm products, I think is super important. And then talking about model homes as far as securing them. So the other capability is not just making them more accessible and to make a greater experience for the potential home buyer, but also securing them. So that's another area for us at Ring that we lean into, which is helping to secure those model homes. Certainly the new products that I talked about earlier, that carry both the Ring alarm and Eero functionality on board, will be instrumental in helping to achieve that goal of providing benefits to builders that are beyond just, helping them to sell the homes and providing that system for the home buyer.
I hear there's some new stuff going on job sites and model homes. I don't know whether we covered that, but Ryan, do you have some news that you want to break?
Yeah. I think, in addition to the Ring Alarm Pro and the Ring Protect Pro that I talked about before, the product and the subscription service, we also have Ring Job Site Security. So this is a product that we created in collaboration with Home Depot, exclusively available at Home Depot, that's going to allow, builders and tradespeople that are building the homes for builders to secure their job sites. So it takes the capabilities of that Ring Alarm Pro product, that's that Ring Alarm base station and Eero 6 Wi-Fi router, and creates packages that are affordable, that start at $399, that allow you to secure a job site. So if you're a tradesperson that's doing work and you've got to run back to Home Depot to get something, you can leave the job site and secure it with cameras and sensors and other capabilities. So I think that's a really exciting, kind of new offering from us that shows how we can use these products to do so much more than securing the home. And I think as we think through ways of providing value to builders, is a really cool step in that direction of providing benefits on, the builder's side of the home, so that we can think through how do we provide value from day one when breaking ground to that last day when you close on that final home. I think there's tons of opportunities for us to provide value throughout that whole process, not just as a connected home solution for a home buyer.
Michael, did we get through everything on Eero Pro in terms of new stuff?
Not too much I can share, but just know that we're continuing to make investments in the installed space. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that we have hardwired solutions that mount, really popular among the installer community and the home builders that want to offer that, as well as countertop solutions like our new Wi-Fi 6 products. But just know that we'll be continuing to make investments in that space.
When builders work with you, are you guys the point men? Are they're gonna see your friendly faces and hear your voices in these conversations?
I would say yes, absolutely. So feel free to reach out to any of us in relation to our solutions. We're happy to all get on a phone call, present together. You'll see us once things settle down. You'll see us at the trade shows like we used to be, but different world we live in. So we're all happy to chat and happy to help consult. This can be a daunting area for some builders to try and tackle, and being able to get on the horn and say, hey, is this going to work with this, or what are you seeing from a lighting solution, or something that may be outside of our exact purview, but we talk to builders on a daily basis. We work with all different kinds and sizes, and we're happy to help kind of lend an ear to any questions or thoughts that you have.
Thanks to everyone for joining us at this Tech Home Builder webcast. It's been informative, it's been interesting, and thanks to the team of fellows here who made time for us. Have a great day.